My dear students, welcome to ePathshala. I am Professor R.B. Bhagat from International Institute for Population Sciences, Mumbai. In this module, we are going to discuss about urbanization, its definition, data and measurement. So when we talk about the process of urbanization, what is meaning of this term? Demographically speaking, urbanization refers to change in the proportion of people living in urban areas. And this requires that we must define what constitutes urban. Once we decide about the urban definition and divide the population between rural and urban area, then only population can be counted as urban and rural. Once we know the urban population, the proportion of urban population is level of urbanization. So urbanization, demographically speaking, is the percentage of people living in urban area. Now, how to define urban? How a settlement will be defined or designated as urban or rural? There is no universal definition of urban and it differs from country to country. However, most of the countries define urban based on three important criteria. One is the size of the urban center, other is the density of population in that settlement, and characteristics of settlement. Characteristics of settlement could be socio-economic and in terms of urban amenities. Basically, among characteristics of settlement, occupation is taken the criteria. If a settlement is dependent more on non-agricultural activity, it is defined more as urban. But there is a threshold of the level of non-agricultural activity that a country need to decide. Apart from this, there are some countries also defined urban based on administrative criteria. We have our neighboring states like Bangladesh and Pakistan. They defined urban based on administrative criteria. Administrative criteria means here whether they have urban local bodies. Areas are governed by municipal corporation, municipality, notified area committee, etc. If a place has urban local body, it automatically will be defined as urban. So sometimes country take only the administrative criteria. And there are countries which take only size of the population as a criteria. For example, in Nepal, population of any settlement more than 9,000 is defined as urban. In several parts of Africa, a population of a settlement more than 20,000 is defined as urban. But there are many countries which takes into account not only size of the population but also density of population and also administrative criteria. India is one of the country which takes into account all three criteria. We will discuss about India's urban definition in a little while now. Before that, let me tell you the source of data. Source of data, census is the main source of data. At a country level, United Nations compiles data on urban and rural population at every 2 years and publishes it in United Nations publications. This publication is known as World Urbanization Prospects and it is published every 2 years. hard copy are available and soft copies one can download from the Population Division of the United Nations. These data are very good for comparison. Similarly, Statistical Division of the United Nations also publishes data on rural and urban in the book called Demographic Yearbook. It is again available both in hard copy and soft copies, and it can be downloaded from Statistical Division of the United Nations website. US Census Bureau is also a very important source of data. One can visit the website www.census.gov and go to the international database, and we can download data from that website. Now coming to India, the urban definition, as I told you, that it combines all three criteria: density, size, characteristics, and also the administrative criteria. So, in the definition of urban area adopted in India, there are three categories of criteria. One is the statutory criteria. All places with a municipality, corporation, cantonment board or notified area committee and also Nagar Panchayat are automatically classified as urban. All those places which do not satisfy statutory criteria, they are subjected to demographic criteria, and if they satisfy, the place will be declared as urban. And these demographic criteria are a minimum population of 5,000, at least 75% of the main working population engaged in non-agricultural pursuits, and a density of population of at least 400% per square kilometer. If all three criteria are satisfied, the place will be declared as urban. Apart from these criteria, two criteria, there is one more category that is called discretionary criteria, and this discretionary criteria may be applied to major project colonies, areas of industrial development, railway colonies, and important tourist destinations were treated as urban even though they might not fulfill the above criteria. This is the jurisdiction of the Census of India. Census of India, in consultation with state government, decides about a place to be declared as urban despite they do not satisfy the criteria, demographic criteria. So what we find in India, our urban population is increasing. So when we see urban population from the year 1961, since when we have this definition more or less intact with very slight modification, we find that our urban population has been increasing very rapidly. It was 78 million in 1961, which increased to 109 million in 71, and we find that our recent census, that is 2011, shows the urban population of 377 million. Now by the year 2050, we will reach the population, urban population more than 800 million, and about 50% of India's population will live in urban area. So this is a huge level of urbanization that we are likely to achieve in very near future. Now how urban population grows, and in this module I would like to emphasize the components of urban growth. What are factors? What are components of urban growth? It means that how we can decompose urban growth, urban population growth. And urban population growth is the result of natural increase, that is birth minus death. In urban area, births are taking place and also people are dying. So what is difference between birth and death? That is the natural increase. And to what extent natural increase contributing towards our urban growth? And urban growth is a very important component of urbanization. Now, second most important criteria is the reclassification of settlement. Reclassification of settlement means the settlement has been declared urban, that is new urban center. Villages has been classified as urban centers, new urban centers. But at the same time, some of the towns have been declassified to villages. The definition is applied dynamically in order to assess how many villages have been converted into new urban centers and how many urban centers have been also converted to villages. And the net is called the reclassification. So we try to estimate net reclassification. Net rural to urban migration, similarly, people are migrating from rural to urban area, that contributes to urban growth. But at the same time, when people migrate from urban area to rural area, that deducts the population of urban population and it reduces urbanization. So what is the net rural to urban migration? That is important. And lastly, the change in the administrative boundary of urban centers. The municipal boundary is changed and it is changed by the state government. And once the boundary is changed, the population under the administrative boundary automatically becomes urban. A study shows that out of these four factors, natural increase still contributes a highest percentage in the component of urban growth. About 48% of urban growth is contributed by natural increase, followed by reclassification of settlement, that is about 35% in the last decade, that is 2001 to 2011, and net rural to urban migration contributes about 20%, and rest is the residual, which is it has very minor contribution. So still what we find that India's urbanization process is dominated by natural increase and reclassification of settlement. Now the next question is, after understanding what is urbanization and urban growth and how we decompose urban growth in terms of four factors, now I will discuss about measurement of urbanization. And in measurement of urbanization, there are three dimensions. One is the level or trend, level or degree of urbanization. Other is the tempo or speed of urbanization. And third is the scale of urbanization. Level or degree of urbanization is basically measured in terms of proportion or percentage of population living in urban area. Tempo and speed of urbanization is to what extent the proportion of urban changes between 2 points of time. Here, one need to make a distinction between urbanization and urban growth. Speed and or tempo of urbanization depends upon urban-rural growth differential. If urban growth is higher than rural growth rate, then only there will be speed of urbanization. In other cases, if urban growth rate is equal to rural growth rate, there will be no urbanization and the speed of urbanization will be zero, and in that case the level of urbanization will not change. The third important category is the scale of urbanization, And scale of urbanization tells us in what size class of urban centers people live. It is basically takes into account the urban hierarchy, urban size classes. So it is in a situation we have two countries where level of urbanization is same, but people might be living in one country in bigger city, in other country in smaller towns, and that makes difference. Even if people, a country having the same level of urbanization, but might be living in different size class of urban centers. So scale of urbanization takes into account this aspect, that is the urban hierarchy, urban settlement hierarchy of the urban centers. So all three dimensions of urbanization, that is level or degree of urbanization, tempo or speed of urbanization, and scale of urbanization are related. One cannot see one dimension in isolation from the other. They tells us important aspects of urbanization in an integrated and holistic manner. Now, I will tell you how to measure degree or level of urbanization. And this is very important measure of urbanization. Degree and or level of urbanization is basically percent urban population. And for this, we require data on total population of the country and urban population of the country. And when we divide urban by total population, urban population divided by total population, we get a percentage of urban population. And this percentage of urban population is called level or degree of urbanization. In 2011, in India, 31% of population lived in urban area. So the level of urbanization is 31%. There is another important measure of the degree or level of urbanization, and that is called urban to rural ratio. Instead of calculating percentage urban, we can relate urban population with rural population as a ratio. So urban population divided by rural population, and this ratio can give us an indicator which is called degree or level of urbanization. So in 2011, the degree or level of urbanization in terms of urban rural ratio was 0.45, or in terms of percentage it was 45%. Out of these two measures, the first one, the percentage urban population, seems to be better in the sense that urbanization may reach up to 100%. In the case of urban to rural population, the upper limit is infinite. If in a country rural population is 0, so urban population divided by 0, it goes to infinity. And therefore, this ratio, urban rural ratio, has no limit. And sometimes this may not be appropriate for comparison across countries. Similar to level and degree of urbanization, now we can measure the tempo or speed of urbanization. And speed of urbanization says that to what extent there is a change in absolute value in the percentage of urban population. So here we require percentage of urban population at 2 points of time. For example, if you have 2001 urban population, percentage urban population 27.78, and in 2011 we have percentage urban population 31.15. So the difference of this will be divided by 10, that is in 10 years time. So 0.34% annual change is the tempo of urbanization. It means that level of urbanization is increasing at the rate of 0.3% every year. So this shows the tempo and speed of urbanization. As I explained to you earlier, the tempo or speed of urbanization depends upon urban-rural growth differential. If urban growth is higher than rural growth, then only we can maintain or have speed or tempo of urbanization. Along with level or degree of urbanization and tempo of urbanization, we have scale of urbanization. And to measure scale of urbanization, we need urban population by size class of settlements, both urban population and total population. And this can be calculated, scale of urbanization can be calculated sigma x y, where x is the proportion of urban population in units above a certain size, for example above 5,000, and y is the proportion of the total population in the same unit. The value of scale, the minimum approaches to 0 and the maximum is the number of categories, that is the size class categories. This is very important indicator which shows to what extent the urban population lives in bigger urban settlement size. So this is an additional characteristics of urbanization. When we look at India in terms of the indicator of level and degree of urbanization, we find that southern India, western India is more urbanized. The level of urbanization is higher compared with central India or eastern India or northeast India. This map shows the level of urbanization in the country. And at state level, the level of urbanization increased from 28% in 2001 to 31% in 2011 census. The level has increased. But we find that there are states like Bihar, Assam, Himachal Pradesh, where urbanization level is less than 15%. On the other hand, we have Tamil Nadu, Punjab, Maharashtra, Gujarat, where urbanization level ranges much higher than the national average, that is in the range of 37 to 48%. Data shows that these highly urbanized states show a higher level of per capita income also. So the states which show higher level of urbanization also are the states with higher level of per capita income. At the state level, more urbanized states show higher contribution of net rural to urban migration to urban growth. Although at all India level, we have just heard that 20% of the urban population growth is contributed by net rural to urban migration, but at a state level, it goes to up to 35%. So in this context, with increasing level of urbanization, what we find that not only the contribution of net rural to urban migration increases, but also urban people are living more in bigger cities. The rising importance of million plus cities with increasing level of urbanization. So that shows about the scale of urbanization. So all these three indicators, degree and level of urbanization, tempo of urbanization and scale of urbanization are related, and we can measure on the basis of census data and we can map it and show the regional pattern of urbanization. Understanding the regional pattern of urbanization is very important to understand the economic development process emerging and the regional disparity, which is very fundamental issue of the development process. Urbanization is the single most indicator to understand the regional inequality, how regional inequality is emerging. And in the context of India, we find that eastern and northeastern India is getting marginalized when we look at the level and tempo or speed of urbanization. So this is a serious matter which indicates about what type of urban policy needs to be followed so that the interstate gap in level of development could be bridged. So policy must take care of the aspects of space, and urbanization is a great force of transforming space. In our policy and program, we give lot of emphasis on people, households, beneficiaries. Sometimes forget that places are important, place matters, and in the construction of places, urbanization plays a very important role and in determining the life chances of the people. So we have discussed about the definition of urbanization and urban and the sources of data and how to measure urbanization. And we have seen three important dimensions which are related, and urbanization is a great force of economic development and it enhances our understanding of regional disparity. It tells us about what type of urban policy we need to follow in order to reduce regional inequality. In the context of India, it is clearly emerging that eastern and northeastern India are getting marginalized in terms of level of urbanization. So there is a need to give more attention to this part in our urban policy and programs. Thank you very much.